You know those books that you love so much that you like become a little attached to them and then you get sensitive about the book? So here are some of those books, not all of them, but some of them. I saw one of my mutuals on here do this and I thought it was like a really fun, cool, unique idea. And I will tag her in the caption because I always give credit where credit is due. This one will come as no surprise to anyone that follows me. It's All the Sun Is Bleed by S.A. Cosby. This is my favorite book of this year. It is such an incredibly well-written, beautiful, beautiful book. Like, I loved this book with all of my heart. In this book, our main character is a man named Titus, who is the first Black sheriff in his small southern town. Something that I love about reading is the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes, and seeing the world through Titus's eyes truly changed me. As I mentioned, Titus is the first Black sheriff, and after one tragic event leads to another, he discovers that there is actually a serial killer lurking in his small community. This is the community that he was born in, was raised in, and really, really cares about. This also is really personal to Titus because the serial killer is killing Black and brown children. I will never stop thinking about this book. I'm also extremely sensitive about Kill for Me, Kill for You by Steve Kavanaugh. This is one of my top books of the year. This is one of the best books I've ever read, has one of the best plot twists that I've ever read. And every time I start talking about this book, I always say that it borrows and elevates the concept of strangers on a train. And in the comment section, I will always have someone being like, that sounds like Strangers on a Train. I know, that's why I said it. But in this book, we have two women who have suffered absolutely horrific tragedies, and the law failed them. They never found justice. So they meet and decide to take matters into their own hands. They meet in like a grief support group. They get drunk together, and then they're like, you know what would be a really good idea is if we avenge each other. Like, I'll kill for you and you kill for me. Sounds great. But of course, nothing goes as it is planned. And this book turns into a crazy cat and mouse game chase situation that just like will have you on the edge of your seat till the very, very end. There will always be a place in my heart for Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn because this was the book that got me like hooked on reading thrillers. I feel like people forget how good this book truly is because it's been made into a movie. Everyone knows the plot twist, but think about like all of us reading this before the movie came out. We didn't know what was going to happen, and you read that plot twist for the first time. It was just phenomenal. It was an incredible experience. And in the off chance that you don't know what this book is, you've never seen the movie, and you don't have any idea, it's about a husband and a wife. The wife goes missing, and everyone kind of thinks the husband did it. Think like Scott Peterson. And of course, like he's not helping himself because he's acting like really weird and suspicious, kind of like Scott Peterson did. But being a weirdo and not knowing how to act is not the same as being a killer. But anyways, this book is absolutely phenomenal. It is one of my favorite books of all time. And like, if you've never read it, you should definitely read it. I am incredibly sensitive about Beach Read by Emily Henry. I have listened to the audiobook twice. I own a paperback copy of the book. And then for Christmas, one of my friends got me the special edition with like the painted edges. Like when I tell you this is one of my favorite books, like this book means so much to me. This book is enemies to lovers or like rivals to lovers, which is my favorite of the romancy tropes. Like I am not big into like friends to lovers, but like enemies or rivals, I eat that up. So in this book, we have two rivals who have not seen each other in a very long time, but they've kind of like followed each other's careers because they're both writers. But she writes like cute, cozy, rom-com-y, like adorable little love books. And he's like the great American novelist. He thinks she's too silly. She thinks he's too serious. But then they reconnect after her father passes away and leaves her this lake house in Michigan, which this is the book that made me fall in love with Michigan, just by the way. And she moves into this house to clean everything out and realizes that her enemy, her number one enemy, is living next door to her. They also both have like writer's block at this time. And so they decide to swap genres. Like they're going to like help each other research and write books that are totally opposite of what they've ever written. Like literally this book is absolute perfection. That's why I own 3 copies of it. And that is it for today. I might do a part 2, but these are the books that I am just a little sensitive about.